All right, welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Chapters, Chapter 6, Enter the Werewolf, attempt number 3. You didn't see attempt number 2, but I got the fucking werewolf down to 4 HP, and it did 3 back-to-back-to-back of its special 2 attacks, which are Earth Shock, which killed Aaron in 2 turns, and after its first one, I managed to block 2 of the other ones and get healed down. And then the last one happened right after I had done 7 damage to it. It would have been dead on that turn, and it killed me first. Fuck this werewolf. Thomas from FLYOS Games was kind enough to offer some suggestions on the last video that I did attempting this, which was attempt number 1. Again, we're on attempt number 3. Saying to try and go in with fewer players so that the NPCs on our side are stronger and the werewolf is weaker. It does have its benefits. He also said not to try getting the fetish destroyed unless you've got a full group of players, because then, as I just saw again, they can heal from damage, whereas the NPCs can't, which kind of sucks. I do wish the NPCs had a healing option, like even if it's just a heal card, or like the bite card. If they use the bite card, then they get to heal a damage. That I kind of like that. Seeing as this is chapter 1 Montreal, maybe with whatever you guys plan on doing for chapter 2, maybe take that in consideration. That might be something, that the bite card for the ally NPCs could be used to heal them as well. Anyway, we've got 1 hunger, so let's go ahead and do one of the feeding events. We did keep the shotgun that we bought from Alex 2 times ago. We're going to go feed on... You know what? I'm kind of angry. Let's go feed on a family. Page 19. Family sleeping in their home. You walk past a secluded house late at night. You slow down to take a peek inside. Through the curtainless living room windows, a couple of children's toys are spread on the floor, a suit and tie on the couch, and a pair of feminine slippers on a chair next to the couch. Typical family home. You're about to leave, but the hunger gnawing at you is strong. Your thoughts turn to the family again and how to hunt them. Physical, infiltrate the house in the middle of the night. Mental, pretend to be a thief and ambush the parents. Obviously, we're going mental. Because we're going mental. You decide to aim for a creative hunting approach and break the living room window before making your way inside. You hear the parents stirring awake upstairs and the children crying. Perfect. Now to lure them downstairs, keep fidgeting and even break a vase. Eventually you take cover. The dad slowly climbs down the stairs holding the bat. You decide to feed on, then go feed on the wife when you're done. So no idea how many successes we're going to need. We've got 3 dice to roll. We got 1 success. 1 player, we need 1 success. You feed on the parents in the darkness, pleased by the fruitful, diverse hunt. Once you're satiated, you leave the house, leaving the untouched, crying children behind. Start the next chapter with hunger at 0. There we go. I'm sure that will go up in a minute. Anyway, oh, right. I got to put these back on the board. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. 3, as we know, is the fetish. 1, I discovered last time, can be useful for lowering the werewolf's starting initiative. But we are going to find out what 2 does. Okay, enter the werewolf. Fine, and just in case anybody decided not to watch the other video, I am going to just go ahead and recap the narration. We're going to go through it all. So You find yourself in the sewers, wading ankle deep in the muck and waste of the kind above. The stench of Montreal's dirty underside assaults your nostrils, welcoming you into this realm of rotten things best left forgotten. Minutes of stalking the tunnels turn to hours, and you never get used to the smell. You pass by deep gouges in the concrete, marks of an animal's territory. Mr. Damp trails behind you, a grim expression on his face. He's already drawn out his meat cleaver, holding it tightly in his gloved hand. To trek through tunnels where you can easily meet your final death gives you a strange sense of dread and finality. Deeper in you go, the more you begin to question this newcomer's chances of survival. Glancing down, you notice a handful of rats running in the opposite direction. They sense the danger, a sinking ship. This is what this mission is starting to look like in your eyes. What did Mr. Damp do to Caleb to warrant sending him to his doom? The sheriff assured you this newcomer would be able to handle a werewolf, and yet you feel like a prison guard escorting an inmate on death row. Damp's calm, collected demeanor is unnerving, while the coterie is on edge, treating every shadow as a potential death trap. Mr. Damp is traipsing through the sewer tunnel like it's a walk in the park. More tunnels, you can feel the beast inside you struggling to break free. Even this primal predator wants out. It would be so easy to ditch the Seattleite in these unfamiliar tunnels and run away. You wonder how much werewolf claws hurt and what it feels like to be torn apart. Shaking these grim thoughts out of your head, you notice Mr. Damp smiling at you. He knows. Your fear is ecstasy to him. After a dozen more turns, you happen upon a large broken grate. You are immediately overwhelmed by the rancid smell of rotten meat, dried blood, and feces. The gate opens onto a large room bathed in darkness. It's clear that this area is where the werewolf lives. The immense piles of corpses and slashed walls quickly dissipate any doubts of the contrary. Beast is nowhere to be seen to your relief. Objective, defeat the werewolf. Read Event 1. Alright. Event 1. You cautiously step in the room, taking great care not to cut yourself on the broken iron bars. Backup lights from the tunnel illuminate the room, casting long shadows of your coterie on the floors covered in dried blood. Mr. Damp takes a deep breath behind you as he enters the room. Marvelous, he says, fixating on the scene of utter carnage that lies at the opposite end of the room. It's made of people. His head snaps in your direction. We need a shed. Without another word, Damp makes his way to the back of the room, admiring the repulsive mound of discarded body parts. A hiss from a steam pipe nearby brings you out of confusion. Here you stand in the lair of a werewolf, the last place a kindred would want to be. Sunlight seems like a blessing at this point. In the distance, you hear the sound of claws scraping on stone, soft splashes of a heavy creature trying to remain unheard. It knows we're here, Mr. Damp says, eyes riveted down the bodies. Your time is short. I'd suggest evening out the odds. Choice to make. Looking around the room, you spy a few objects that might provide you with a leg up against the werewolf. To your left, near the entrance, is a large brass pipe that runs from the floor to the ceiling. It looks weak in some places, corroded by years of neglect. Farther into the room are two grates, wide enough to let one of you through. A fetid odor of rancid meat emanates from the area. Against the far wall, amidst the discarded bones and half-eaten guts of dozens of people, lies construction of some sort. A fleshy burrow appears to be a hiding spot for the creature. Having read the choices, start the sand timer. Though it's not going to matter because we are going straight to number 2. I want to see what number 2 is. Small gate. Wherever the pit under this grate has been clogged by decades of refuse and offal, you can try lifting to take a closer look. Make a mental and awareness check. 0 to 1 successes, redial 2, 2 successes, redial 1. So we automatically have 2 successes before we roll. And that brings us up to 5 successes. IN 1. There's just enough room for someone to crouch under the gate and hide from the werewolf when it inevitably returns to its lair. Choose a player. The following only applies to them. Take the hidden 44 effect card. Okay, hidden. They'll find Waldo before they find you. As long as you do nothing, you cannot be targeted by NPCs. Discard when you move or take an action. I could see where that could definitely be useful when you've got a full party. I don't think it'll be as helpful in this case, but we'll see. You pray the werewolf will not find you. Read Event 3, remove all the investigation tokens. So I guess I'm on the investigation square hidden. Aaron is going to be near me. The oppressive smell of wet dog washes over you as the big fucker comes in. You were still living, you soiled yourself by now. Its form lumbers through the broken gate, scraping its broken bars. They draw no blood. The milky white eyes of the beast scan the room as it sniffs the air. Its lips curl in a sneer, with ounces of saliva drooping from its chin. The werewolf swallows a piece of flesh it recently bit off the dead human and carries like a rag doll. The boss deck is prepared. If the werewolf's NPC's damage tracker is 0 points left, read D6. All right. We know we're doing... So, Aaron gets to go before the werewolf. Yeah. That, and I am going to... Honestly, I might try and... If I don't do anything... Oh, you don't? Okay, I've been doing that wrong the entire game, which actually would have made the last round different. Because you don't choose a card until it's your turn to go with. So, well, that's good to know. Would have won last time. Well, would have at least lasted another round. Anyway, so Erin is going to punch, giving her +1 initiative. She has 4 to move to try and reach it. And I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have her facing that way. Okay, the werewolf. Fuck your special 2. Okay, so it does +1 immobilize token on everybody. Which, I mean, I wasn't going to be moving anywhere anyway, but so there's that. So I am doing nothing. Oh, and the werewolf also would have moved. The werewolf's got 4 movements, so goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 4. Then damp is special 1. Vanish. Okay, that's actually really helpful for us here. Vanish, even though he's immobilized and couldn't move normally, he gets to teleport behind the enemy, doing +1 damage and also 1 from being behind it. So he's going to do 6 damage. The werewolf has 2 resistance currently. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a decent start. Okay. So that was mine. That was damp. Brings us back to top of the round. Erin still can't move because she's immobilized, but me and Damp have both had our turn, so we're no longer immobilized, though I'm still not doing anything yet. Erin, Werewolf, Damp. Erin does special 2, Tear, which she is actually in range to do. Okay. So, Werewolf gets 2 slow tokens. Assuming. Okay. Does that increase its resistance? No, it doesn't. Okay. 2 slow tokens. And she's going to do 4 damage, which it's going to soak 2. So 1, 2. All right, it's her turn. Werewolf. It's going to howl, which targets everyone for 4 damage. Fuck. 2 slow tokens and -2 initiative. This is ridiculous. So it's doing 4 damage to everybody. Erin is no longer immobilized. She's got 2 resistance, so she takes 2 damage. Mr. Damp has 3 resistance, so he takes 1 damage. It's not my turn yet, but we're definitely going to block that because otherwise that's almost going to kill me again. The werewolf also is not moving. So it loses its slow tokens for the end of its turn, but everybody else gets 2 slow tokens. Not that it's going to matter as much for them. Okay, I'm going to do this for simplicity. Just because I don't want to dig out more slow tokens right this second. Even though it's a resistance, that's counting as 2 slow. And I'm going to take one. I'm going to basically do this. I'm going to stack the slow tokens on resistance tokens. Let's see. My line of sight's like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's just out of my range too, without moving. And everybody gets -2 initiative. So she's at 3. Damp's at 0. I'm at 0. Fuck you, werewolf. Okay. So that ends the werewolf's turn. It's my turn. I am going for this to utilize guard, which will give me +1 initiative. And it's going to give me 2 dice to roll. I've got 1 automatic success. Ideally, I can get enough resistance to make no damage here. That would give me 4. Okay, ideally worked. And I'm going to, I think that reveals me now, actually. Yeah, because that's taking an action. So, okay, well, no longer hidden. Not as useful in this one as it probably could have been. Let's make a rouse check to summon a wraith real quick. We summon a wraith. Actually, no, wait. Let's move before we summon the Wraith. Because we've got 2 movement. And then we'll summon the Wraith right there. Yes. So next time we can try and shoot it in the ass. And the Wraith is going to be also at 1. So that's my turn. And Damp is going to special 2. Total Insanity. Awesome. I love this. Werewolf gets 2 slow. Which I'm no longer slowed because it's into my turn. So the Werewolf's got that right now. 1 bleed. And gets -1 attack for its next attack. And 4 damage. Which it's going to soak 2 of that. So 1, 2. So we need 6 more damage to get to phase 2. Okay. So that's Damp's turn. Or no, wait. He's also behind it. So we do 5 damage, not 4 damage. Okay. So that's Damp's turn. Top of the round. Werewolf, Aaron, Damp. Oh, and Damp is no longer slow. Just actually, hang on. Does slow stay until the end of the round? When does slow go away? Because I know bleeding tokens don't go away. Okay. Bleeding tokens don't go away until you play a defense card. Slow tokens get discarded at the end of your turn. So Aaron will be slow until the end of her next turn, but the Werewolf goes first. It's doing charge at the most injured, which is Aaron. Gets +2 movement. Target takes +2 damage, so it's doing 5 damage. She's got 3. She's not gaining increased resistance. Okay, so she's taking 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. She's got 3 more HP left. And the Werewolf's not moving because it was targeting the most injured, which was her. Okay. So that's the Werewolf. And then it takes 1 damage because that is an attack. It takes 1 damage from the bleed token, which sticks around. And it is no longer slowed. So Erin is going to punch, which is going to increase her initiative by 1. She does 4 damage. It soaks 2. 1, 2. It's got 2 HP left. She is no longer slowed. Makes it my turn. I am going to shoot this fucker right in the ass. That's what I'm going to do. And then after that, I'm going to summon another Wraith. So we're going to go with Spray, which is going to give me 4 dice to roll for the attack. Because I've got 2 by default. Shotgun gives me +1. Spray gives me +1. I'm doing 4 damage automatically. So honestly, this is not going to matter whatever I roll, because after it takes 2, the extra damage won't carry over. Oh well, is what it is. So damage, 7 damage. So the Werewolf gets flipped. I wish the damage carried over. Okay. Event 6. Beast before you house in a mix of pain and pure rage. Your strategy seems to have been effective so far, but the werewolf is only getting angrier. Flip it, and then set its damage tracker back at 0. If you win, read event 7. We've got a long way to go before we win, but we did the attack. Let's go ahead and real quick make a rouse check. Awesome. We don't get hungry, but we summon another Wraith. Who's going to be right there? And his token's going to go right there. So that's my turn. My Wraith moves 1 to attack from behind, which will do 3 damage, but the werewolf now has 3 resistance, so ain't gonna do shit. The other Wraith cannot do anything currently. Oh no, wait, that was the... Yeah, that was the one I just summoned. He can't move. So actually it wouldn't have happened because that one can't reach it. Because as far as I'm aware, they only have 1 movement. Okay, so the Wraith couldn't actually reach it because they only move 1. Because they don't have actual movement. Which actually, Thomas, if you see this, if a summon doesn't say any movement, does it only move 1 or does it have like increase? I thought I saw somewhere that if there's no movement mentioned, they only move 1, but I couldn't find it again to say for sure. Definitely love to hear from you on that. Thank you. So anyway, that's the Wraith's turn, which brings us to Damp. Come on, Damp, do something good. Damp is going to bite for +1 damage. He's behind, so that would be 6 damage, which the werewolf's going to soak 3, so it'll take 3. You know, I could live with that. So 1, 2, 3. It still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more HP left. Aaron's got 3 more hits left. Damp is pretty much full health. I'm full health, but I only have 4 HP, so I can change in a heartbeat. Okay. Top of the round. So we're actually doing a little bit better at this point than we were in the last round, which nobody saw, because by this point in the last round, Aaron was already dead. And even though I got the werewolf down to like 4 HP that it had left, we were pretty much on our last leg, so we're definitely doing better this time. So, top of the round, Aaron, werewolf, Damp, and Aaron's special 1. Tear, target gets +1 bleed token. I hope it doesn't play a defense card. Okay. And for attack, it soaks 3, it takes 1. Okay. So that's Aaron. Werewolf. Damn it! Fuck your defense cards. Special. Blind Rage. Beast spins their naturally long and razor-sharp claws all around them. Everybody adjacent takes +4 damage for 7 fucking damage. Goddamn. And because it was a defense card, it didn't take either of those bleed tokens. I've gotten a bleed token to proc once against this fucker. Not happy about that. Okay, 7 damage. Well, Aaron's automatically out. We know she's out. She got 2 resistance. She got 3 HP left over. Damp, however, has got 3 resistance. So he'll take 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He still has 7 HP left. Damp can take you like a champ. So that's the werewolf. Really wish it had taken that bleed damage. Definitely would have helped. Anyway. it is what it is. So, my turn, I'm going to straight shot, which is going to give me -1 initiative, +1 line of sight. It's going to give me the same dice I had beforehand. And actually, you know what? We're doing good on hunger, so we're actually going to make a rouse check to increase physical by 1. Increase physical by 2, or increase hunger by 2, I meant. Yeah, that's what we get. Got greedy. Oh well. It's okay. We're actually doing decent here. So for this round, we're going to roll another die. We've got 4 automatic successes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. No, 3. That's going to move me down to 0 with damp. But we got two automatic successes, 2 extra damage, 5 dice. So we're doing 4 damage, 3 of which is going to get soaked. Show me some high numbers here, baby. Oh, wait. 2 of these are now... I forgot. 2 of these are now hunger dice. High numbers. High numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 10 damage. It soaks 3 of it. 7 damage. I can live with that. Or, let me see, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If damp doesn't attack next, that would get it. You know, I'm going to spend a willpower to re-roll the 1 blank die we have, just to see. Okay, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck you. You dead fucking werewolf. Event 7. Aftermath. The werewolf emits one long last gurgling howl as it drowns in a pool of its own blood. The beast in the sewers is no more. Now that it lies motionless, you get a clear view of this abomination. Hanging from the tattered remains of a pair of underwear is a semicircular contraption made of stone and iron. It beckons to you, calls to your blood. The moment you touch it, you are assailed by visions and sensations. If you are Harold Beaulieu or Jade Len Duplessis, read E9. We are not. If you have Auspex level 1, we do. Would like to open your senses to the strange object, read E8. Otherwise, end of the chapter. We're going to read E8. Grabbing the odd artifact, you hear the raspy breath of a dying man. You feel the fear of a prey being cornered. You feel wetness along your thigh. Make a rouse check. We do not get hungrier. As quickly as they begin, the feelings fade and are replaced by another set. You hear the screams of pain of a man and feel burning hot iron pierce through the flesh of your back. What starts off as a simple feeling soon becomes reality. You feel blood trickle down your back. You feel the same pain this man has felt. The pain, the fear, this item was tainted with the blood. Try as you might, these wounds refuse to close. Take the Wounded Effect card. Wounded, just a flesh wound, -3 dice to your next physical check. Discard after use or at the end of the next chapter. Okay, well, that's good to know. Read the conclusion on the back of the narrative page. Picking up the strange object from the werewolf's corpse, you feel the blood in your temple begin to pump furiously. Your head spins and you feel yourself being ejected from your body. Bend over on the verge of emptying your guts on the floor. You lift your head just in time to see a startling sight. A ghostly werewolf lumbers into the room, dragging a twitching body. Glancing down, you notice the werewolf's body is not moved. This has got to be some sort of hallucination. Ghostly werewolf then throws the body to the ground, begins gorging itself on its entrails. From what little you know about them, eating humans for a werewolf is akin to diablerie and kindred society. Between 2 bites, the werewolf pries the circle fragment from the now dead kind. It gives a sniff as the vision fades. The Ghostly apparition reappears near the pile of bones, hunched over an unfinished construction of bones and sinew. It repeats the phrase, follow the red path, over and over as it builds a crude imitation of the artifact. These are the first and only coherent words this beast has ever uttered in your presence. Until now, you did not believe it was capable of speech. Mr. Damp, without so much as a goodbye, walks out of the room. By the time you follow after him, he's vanished from sight. Caleb's instructions were to bring him from the airport to here. He never said anything about the trip back. You figure a capable kindred such as Damp will find his way out for himself. Follow the red path. The phrase echoes in your mind. What visions did the werewolf see? Where did this object come from? And what kind of powers does it hold if it can make spirits appear out of thin air? These questions will have to wait for another night. For now, you have to report to Caleb. You climb out of the sewers and the cool autumn wind brushes against your face. Sun is about to rise. It is time to sleep. Let's hope you never have to step foot in the sewers ever again. Reward, gain 5 XP each and 3 boons. I don't have a pencil. Okay, so we've got 5 more XP, which is going to bring us from 29 total to 34. So that gives us 8 XP. I need to save up to 12 so I can get my physical bumped up to 3. So I've got at least 6 XP because this getting one-shotted thing is not good. We also get 3 boons, which brings us up to 9 total because we had 6 left over previously. You may now read Interlude in 1. Interlude in 1. 9:30 p.m. La Jungle, or the Jungle as the local Anglos call it, is a casino that, unbeknownst to mortals, serves as the permanent Elysium of the Montreal kindred. Scanning the room, you recognize a few of the local kindred. They're all conversing animatedly. Your eyes land on one group in particular. Fancy clothes, perfectly applied makeup, loud, boisterous laughter. Yep, those are Toreador vampires, all right. One of them turns to look at you and freezes mid-sentence. Betty Duhamel, the city herald, immediately turns back towards her group to say something and hastily trots towards you in her stiletto heels. If the character Gabe Tremblay is in the coterie, hey, that's me. Betty seductively bats her eyelashes at you and grabs your right arm, pressing herself against you at the same time. You groan in annoyance, figure she would undress you with her eyes, even in front of your own coterie. Damn diva harpy and her obsession with beauty. You hate these so-called city heralds. They're basically professional gossip queens of the undead. You sigh and look at a clock in the far back of the room, just waiting for the evening to be over. Why, hello there, she introduces herself, her eyes scanning at you. I'm Betty. Heard a lot about you and thought it was about time I introduced myself. How do you like the place? Not my choice of style. If you ask me, the prince vetoed everything I suggested. She continues to speak at length about what she would have done with the place. She listened and nodded from time to time, not wanting to get on the herald's bad side this early in the night. 10:53 p.m. Caleb, it's a pleasure to see you again. Why, the pleasure is all mine. Caleb stops before your coterie as Betty greets him. Two make small talk for a while until Martin Hilker struts right past you, accompanied by his bodyguards. The prince's face is grave and he's looking at the floor, but that doesn't stop Betty from waving at him and inviting him over to join the conversation. He, of course, declines. Caleb turns to you and says, His Majesty is rather preoccupied at the moment, but he allowed me to reward you for your services as I see fit. Should you require anything, know that Prince Hilkers will back you up. Gain 5 boons. Nice, so that brings us to 14 boons. In the meantime, take it easy and enjoy your night off, all right? And don't worry about the prince. He's a bit distracted, but I assure you he's quite pleased with your work. Caleb taps you on the shoulder, then departs. Betty, for her part, seems just as chirpy as always. After a few more minutes of chit-chat, she excuses herself and leaves your group. If the character Nico Miller is in the coterie, he is not. 12:47 a.m. You spot Alex Samard in a corner of the room and decide to keep him company for a while, away from the noises of the slot machines. Hey, he greets you. Hey. I got this off the lupine you killed. Thought you might find it useful. He hands you a knife made with the teeth of the very werewolf you killed. Take the Werewolf Fang Dagger item card. The Werewolf Fang Dagger. When you attack a vampire NPC, that NPC takes 1 unpreventable damage. Very nice. Oh, and by the way, you guys are going to love this. I just received a ton of new merchandise. His face is illuminated by a rare smile, and he dreamily looks in the distance. The kind of crazy things I found, you have no idea. Realizing he briefly got lost in his own headspace, Alex coughs in his right fist as slight embarrassment. You can now get new items from Alex's inventory. Got a bunch of other interesting items you might need too, including other stuff I got from that lupine of yours. You guys will come and see me, right? You chat with Alex for a bit as he geeks out more about the various items he collected. 1:22 a.m. You're leaning on the bar counter, watching the rest of the Kindred mingle network and weave their webs of deception when a freakishly tall figure bumps into you. Turn around and immediately recoil in disgust at the sight of him. Even by Nosferatu standards, the vampire before you is all around hideous. Oh, sorry, so sorry. Oh, he exclaims, eyes wide, his expression gradually morphs the longer he looks at you and switches from anxiety to ingridus. You, Enzo has heard of you, yes. I'll take it that's your name then. He ignores your slightly sarcastic response. The character in Luciano Ricci is in the coterie, which she's not. Enzo has a problem with rats. Rats? A Nosferatu terrified of rats. Now you've seen everything. Enzo needs help, please. If you free later, Enzo be waiting at home. Before you can respond, the monstrous Nosferatu takes off. If you want to help Enzo De Luca, you can do so after this interlude. If you do, read Ancient Paths in one side quest. Actually, you may wind up doing that. 1:58 a.m. Left to yourself once more, your thoughts drifting to the encounter with the werewolf. Follow the red path. What could this mean? You shake your head, trying to dislodge the strange feeling like something bad's about to happen. Right at that moment, you spot Betty. The loud herald forces you to focus on the present as she walks immediately towards you, waving animatedly. She's holding the arm of a very, very dangerous-looking kindred wearing all black. The way he's dressed, you can only see his emotionless eyes staring back at you. Betty introduces him as Aaron Whistle, a Banu Hakim mercenary who's currently visiting Montreal. You stare at the odd kindred and he looks back at you, his eyes expressionless. Betty tells you Aaron would be more than glad to help you if you ever need a hand in the future. Her chatter goes on, and as it does, you tune her out. 2:45 a.m. It's time you leave. Caleb will most likely have a new assignment for you soon, and the noises and sights in the jungle can get tiresome. You hum to yourself, tap your foot lightly as you wait for the elevator doors to open. As soon as they part, you take a step forward, ready to get in, when clank. Something falls inside the elevator. It's hanging from a rope attached to the elevator ceiling. You freeze, unable to fully grasp the sight before you. Tied to the other end of the rope is a kindred, their skin completely dried out and almost papery thin. The body is lightly swinging back and forth. Beautiful clothes are ripped to shreds. You recognize who they belong to. One of the missing Toreador, Daryl Roy. On his chest, someone has carved out the following words. The key belongs to the Sabbat. You commit the words to memory, seeing how the body is rapidly decaying and will not remain in one piece long enough for anyone else to read the message. Your arm falls limply to your sides as the noise behind you seems to come from farther and farther away. Stare at the body for what seems like an endless amount of time until the doors of the elevator close shut. Behind you, you distractedly sense a crowd of kindred who have also witnessed an horrible, unholy sight. They're all whispering the word now, diablerie. You jump as a hand lands on your shoulder. You turn around and come face to face with Caleb. We need to talk. End of Interlude 1. You may now play Chapter 7 when one door closes. From this point on, the side quest Ancient Paths 1 to Smell a Rat can be played at the end of any chapter. If you own the Banu Hakim expansion pack, the Banu Hakim character becomes playable. You may play the Banu Hakim Chapter 1 at the end of any chapter. So I think what we are going to do next, in our next video, we are going to play the Banu Hakim expansion. I know that each of the expansions have got 2 chapters to them. Depending on how long it is, we may just do it in one video. But if it's long enough, then we'll do both videos. We'll do 2 videos. After that, I think we're going to try the Ancient Path side quest before we continue with Chapter 7. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're continuing to enjoy the videos as I play through. Apologies again for the extended delay between the last video. If you didn't look at my YouTube channel's community section, I was on vacation all last week, or 2 weeks ago. And then this week, last week I was on vacation. This week, this is the first time I've had a chance to actually sit down and get things out to start playing again. So I may try and knock out one of these other scenarios tonight or tomorrow. But thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one for Banu Hakim Chapter 1, which is called... Banu Hakim Chapter 1 is Last Train to the Ministry. Chapter 2 is Trainwreck. So we will definitely play Chapter 1 next time, possibly Chapter 2 in the same video, depending on how long Chapter 1 actually is. So we will see you then. Have a good one. Bye-bye.